Hello everybody, Elkrex here. Just starting the game. We're going to be playing the scenario Eutaw Springs for the American War of Independence. And just wanted to show off the map board here a little bit, how it's all set up. At the moment, we have British forces over here. There's a little courthouse, I think it's buried here. Maybe it's there. Yeah, right there. We're the command. That's the objective for the colonials. The Continental Army is going to be invading and try to take that. The Continentals will also have forces showing up from here in the swamp area, coming down this road right here from that direction. But their main force is coming down the road, the river road, starting here, and then they'll march down until they reach this point right here. We got a foraging party that's out there. That is, their job is going down there collecting up sweet potatoes for food for the British forces, the Crown. You know, it's going to be an interesting. The first couple turns of this game are geared towards the. Here's the turn marker. Each turn shows what forces will show up and move their way down from the respective areas. If you look at it, you know, that tells you basically right there, like 2A, show up on turn 2, deployment A, which is right there. So that's where they show up. Now, if there's a B, they show up over there. And the Swamp Fox shows up there. What was that movie with Mel Gibson in it, where he played the guy that his one son gets killed and he goes, joins the war, you know, he basically suffers from a little bit of PTSD and goes out there and starts rampaging. So that's kind of, that character in that movie is based on the Swamp Fox, which is, you know, in the game here someplace. You know, there's the Swamp Fox. I think, I don't know if it's in that stack or that stack. He's in there somewhere. Now, the forces in the game. Here we got some state troops. There's some Continentals. Okay, here we got Lee's Legion. Comes in turn 1, A point. It's got a +1 to the morale. It's got a strength point of 1, movement 4. I think that's probably like light infantry. And here we have, I think each strength point represents like 100 men or so, roughly. We got the Palmetto Foot Infantry. Strength 2, movement 4. And then we have Palmetto Horse, no modifier for the morale, then 1 strength, movement 6. So they get around pretty good. We got Lee's Legion Horse, basically like light cav, well morale, light in strength but good movement. So we have roughly 5 strength points showing up in the first turn over here in section A. So that section there, that whole group will deploy on the first turn. Now the first 2 turns, the Allies or the Continentals deploy over here 1 unit. They can only stack up to 6 strength points and any 1 hex. So you got to move 1 at a time to get them to where they need to go. And this is like the speed bump, the running alarm marker for the game. So if they take these guys out, the Continentals will get the initiative automatically for turn 3. If they don't take them out, then obviously things don't go so good. So that gives the Brits over here an opportunity to start deploying. So if you look at these guys, sorry about the shaky cam, this is kind of holding it with my we have 3 strength. These guys are pretty strong. Infantry, strength 2. Then we have Coffin. There's 1 commander, and this is Stewart here. There's some rifles right there. Yeah, if you got an R, that means they're rifle troops. They do have some modifiers for rifled troops in the game. So that is pretty much it. Now here is our foraging party. I don't know why that thing is not trying to focus. Phone's been giving me troubles lately. Foraging party has a, in brackets, 1 strength, so basically they're a defensive 1. They can't attack, and then they have a movement 4, and basically modifiers to the die roll in any type of combat. So that gives the Continentals some good modifiers when it comes to hitting them, you know, because there's practically no strength at all. That's what that is equating to. Then over here we have the morale line where everything comes down. You know, if you end up over here demoralized effect, then yeah, that's not good. Game over basically. Yeah, wavering. So as you start losing stuff, things move along the chart, either go up or down. So there you go. That's where we're going to end up for the first turn. It's just a little bit of setup and how things are looking. All right. Hope you guys enjoy this. All right, so we're going to start off here. We got our first units are on the board for turn 1. Just kind of look at it here. The first turn we can't do the fast move. There's one of the things in the game beyond, it's like, you know, they say they can't stack more than 6, but there is, you know, the initial turn that you show up, there's no stacking limit there. So that's one thing we can not worry about at the moment. But we're going to move our troops and try to set them up over here. All right, so first unit has movement 6, strength 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they got there. Only time you can do anything type of combat, you have to be in adjacent to him. So right now nothing is happening. This unit here is going to move 4. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. And this one will move 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And he moves 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They can go through this unit here because the stacking limit of 6 hasn't been met, so they can go right through them. So since there's only 3 here, that one unit can just march right through them with no problem. Alright, so that is turn 1 for the Continentals. Alright, so that's where we're going to be at. Alright, so we moved the marker to turn 2. Since we're just going to do the first 2 turns here right off the bat, so our deployment troops here, we got all these guys here. We're going to move them, put them right there. So there's no stacking limits at the moment. Now, let's see, we have some decision making at the moment. There is some, well, there's zone of control. Every unit exerts a zone of control. So, and that's basically around the unit right here. So right now I'm going to try to get these guys go like 1, I think it's what costs you 1 movement point to go into a zone of control. I do believe, or they can just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think it is. Just want to make sure we're doing this right. Combat, X's, path. Light infantry pays only one movement point for 4 small fox. Alright, so road movement bonus. You get an extra double movement on roads. So if we wanted to, we could do it, but you can't double move into a zone of control. That much I know. So that's a little bit of thing, but at the moment I'm just going to go with that it's going to cost me 1 movement point to go in behind into the zone of control. But they got its movement 6, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to put them right there. So right there, and we can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4. All right, so we got that right there. These guys, I want to move my fast movers first. All right, so we got a leader, light infantry. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Light infantry. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a 5. We can put this infantry right there. Now this cannon only has a 3, so we'll put him there, and then we'll put the rifles with the cannon for protection. Not that they really need it, but right now we got a strength 3 here, we got strength 5 there, and then we have strength 2, and then we have combat here. Alright, so that to there. Let's look at, now one interesting thing is I did download this, so it brought to my attention, is like you can use the cards, there's a set of cards that come with the game for giving you options on running combat, but I'm going to do, there's a random for playing solitaire. There's variable tactics table for playing American Revolution series solitaire. So you have, if I can remember where, I might put that in the, where I found this in the headliner. So if you see it, there it's going to be. But basically you look at engagement without leader, withdrawal plausible. We're going to use a table. There's a setup table right here. So right now, if you look at this, we have no leader types in this combat at all. Alright, so we're going to use that. So engage without a leader. So we look at engage without a leader on the chart right here. We roll a D. It's supposed to use a D8, but I don't have one. I'll just ignore a 9 or a 10 at the moment. And I rolled an 8. We're going to do a skirmish. So we're doing skirmish, and then they look at them. They can't go here, but they can go here. So they do have the ability to engage without a leader, withdraw plausible. So let's just see what they're going to do. They rolled a 1. They're just going to use the withdrawal. So we're doing skirmish. They're doing withdrawal. So we'll look at the table matrix. Okay, the defender is going to withdraw, and the attacker is going to skirmish. Alright, so no combat. Wow. That's going to be interesting. How's that going to work? We'll have to look that one up. I'll be right back. See what happens there. Alright, so I did some research on the no combat issue. Alright, since they were on a skirmish mode and these guys were on withdrawal or retreat, So what happened was there was no combat, so they retreated to here, withdrew without any combat, and since they were the primary force, they moved to here. And that's pretty much it. So the inept commander here going into skirmish mode against a diffused unit allowed them to escape. So now if they would have just plain old assaulted and got her done, that would have been gone. But so as a result, we're going to have, looks like a British turn 3 go first. So they are alerted to something going on as the runner goes back there and let them know. Alright, so that's where we're sitting. Alright, it's kind of a bummer, but that's it is. Alright, be back.